What's up, guys? Maniacs here, and welcome back to Max's Big Bus. Now, I know I haven't played this game in a really long time. I think the last time I released one was back in December. It was right after New Year's, and I was like, hey, I'm back. I'm going to start doing recordings again, and then I never did because my computer decided to hate me. And I finally got that fixed, and then I disappeared again. I haven't done anything. So lately, if anybody's actually watched or anybody's actually looked, I have actually started streaming during the week. And the reason I'm doing that is because the way that YouTube and everything is going now, and yes, a lot of people can just say, oh, well, you just have to be persistent in it. I know I haven't been doing YouTube like every day, especially lately, but I did YouTube for almost 2 years, and not a huge amount came out of it. I mean, all the subscribers and everything, everybody watching the videos, I love it, and I appreciate everything about it. But it's really hard to do it because there's so many people doing it, and I know I've said that multiple times in the past and all that. And I still love to do it. I still like making videos. Editing sucks, but ask any YouTuber. Editing's probably going to be the worst thing that they say about it. That and thumbnails. Thumbnails, I think, is below that for me. But, like, when it comes to doing videos and such, I want to do it because it's fun. I like entertaining people. I like making people laugh, funny, whatever you want to go with. And people really have liked this game, and I do actually want to finish it. So, like I said, what I was going to be doing is, especially now that I have a new job, I haven't made a vlog, and I probably should, kind of explaining what the hell I'm going to do. Maybe eventually I'll do it, but that's all I've seen to do lately. But basically, I'm going to end up recording, or streaming, excuse me, Monday through Friday. I like doing it. It's only going to be for a couple hours, 5:30 to like 8, 8:30, because I have to get up and go to work in the morning. So it's going to be like 5:30. I try to get on at the time that I say I am, but I don't actually get on that time every day. I'm going to try and do it every day, Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday, I'll probably leave for like recording a video. So for instance, I'll be doing like, I didn't do it yesterday, but I'll be doing like Max's Big Bus on Saturday like I used to do. I used to only do it like once a week, and people seem to like that. So these will start coming back out on Saturdays, and I'll figure out something for Sunday, and I can always change my mind. I can always decide to stream on Saturday or Sunday if I want to. But yeah, that's basically it. Random thing out there at the beginning, so people who have been wanting to see this, because I know I've gotten more subscribers since not even recording anything, which I appreciate all of you, and welcome to, I don't even have a name for you guys, like I don't even, Ikes maybe? I have no idea. That's a really stupid name. Anyway, let's continue on with this game, because last time we remember, there was a murder at the place. The butler got killed, and we found out that it was actually one of the maids, and apparently she has a twin sister, all of this stuff, which is really weird. And we actually transitioned back outside, and now we're back with Ember, and God, holy crap, I cannot remember her name. Basically, she's asking about Max and her. Holy fuck, I'm an asshole, I can't remember her name. Because we're dating, and I totally forgot. Wow. So how are things going between you and Max? You look super cute in your matching cosplay today. Holly, there we go. Why couldn't I remember Holly's name? Anyway, whatever. Holly and Max, or your character in the game, are dating. That's who I've gone with, and she's an adorable cat girl. Still looks great. And this is after the whole cosplay thing, when they dressed up in their cosplay and they matched, and Holly made the whole thing and all of that. So you can never go wrong with magical girls. They always look cute. But yeah, things are going pretty well, I think. We moved in together a little quicker than I was expecting, but then again, I also basically almost burned my apartment down because of my stupid sister. But yeah, quicker than I was expecting, but that was mostly her house, because her house caught on fire and she had nowhere else to go. It was a funny little set of circumstances, but it's working out. What are you going to do if Max decides to change back into a guy? Would you still date him then? Ha! You've seen Max. Do you think she's going to turn back into a guy anytime soon? You saw what she was wearing today. It was pretty feminine. Max is as girly as they come now. I'm not exactly worried about that scenario. And if it's up to me, we ain't changing back. Fair point. Hey, are you still looking for a roommate? Yeah? Why? Max's sister Heather is staying with us at the moment, but our house is way too small for her to live there long term. Maybe she could live with you. Heather is just a sluttier, sexier version of Max, right? Yep, but with a massive emphasis on the sluttier part. That might not be so bad. It'd be just like when I used to live in that share house back during my academy days. Give her my number and let her know I'm interested. Damn, Ember. Sweet. Awesome. I might just get my spare room back after all. Now, I just remembered something. Somebody explained something to me about this game, that if you go through, because anybody remembers the mini games that I played up to this point, because when I moved my computer and I had to redo the whole thing, I lost all my progress, which really, really sucked. So I'm really praying the fact that when I continued, because it allows you to continue at basically any point in the game or any chapter, I really, really hope it saved my progress in doing the mini games. If it doesn't, I will go back and do it because there's a special ending that I know about, that I haven't seen, but I know about it. If you do all those mini games and win all of them, if anybody, I'm sure people have looked it up by now. This game's been out long enough. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't look it up. Wait, I'll show it to you guys when we get to the end. And I might just hook up with a sexy blonde chick. Win-win. Something tells me that wouldn't be particularly difficult. I think if you just asked her nicely, she'd sleep with you. She's pretty damn easy. Wow. Get fucked. I found her journal the other night. Apparently she slept with over 900 people. That... Echo! Echo. Jesus. Pfft, that can't be true. Can it? I don't know. Alright, now we can go back inside. Oh yeah, this music is fucking awesome. I haven't played this in a while. Trixie and her sister. Okay, thank you. I understand. I'll give you a call if I need to speak with you again. I appreciate it. Bye. Talking to her lawyer? Feeling better now? Now that I know my legal rights, yes, I'm prepared to cooperate with you. I think we're going to lose our jobs anyway, sis. We might as well tell them everything we know. I don't want to lose my job, though. I really like being a maid. Start talking. If you hadn't noticed, the two of us are completely identical. Even most identical twins have some minor differences to tell them apart, like a freckle or a birthmark, but Trixie and I are pretty much clones of each other. Our own parents can't even tell us apart. Not surprising. You are basically carbon copies, just different facial expression. Our parents did some weird stuff in the 80s. It wouldn't surprise me if we're part of some weird government experiment. We've been over this before, Trixie. We're just regular twins who just so happen to look and sound completely identical to each other. It's not that uncommon. I didn't know that. Do identical twins have the same voice too? That thought never actually crossed my mind. It was always usually like, oh, they look the same, but I never thought of them actually sounding the same too. That's weird. If you say so. Anyway, a high-paying maid job opened up at the manor here a few years ago, so the two of us came up with a plan. We'd split the money and alternate shifts, which still pays more than working at a butcher. And then work alternative shifts and cover each other. That way, we don't have to work all week. And up until now, no one has noticed. I thought we were going to get away with this forever. It's actually a pretty smart idea. Oh, Evelyn with the big-ass neck. That's right, you're Peg and Jessica. Oh, I knew all along. When you applied for the job, I looked you up online. There were twin pictures everywhere. It didn't take me long to put two and two together. Oh. Also, when I rang your previous employer at the butcher, they said you tried the exact same stunt and told me to be on the lookout for you. It didn't dissuade me, though. It was actually the reason I hired you to. It's actually pretty creative if you think about it. So you knew we were ripping you off this whole time? Ripping me off? Ha! With you two covering each other's shifts, I haven't had to worry about hiring another maid to cover your sick leave. You've saved me a fortune. That's a good point. So you're not going to fire us? Nope. We're going to pretend this entire thing never happened, and I'm going to continue to exploit your situation as much as possible. As far as I'm concerned, there's still only one of you. Understood? I guess that's better than being fired. Yay. I'm going to start calling you Millie now, though. It's a cuter name. Damn, Evelyn. Alright. Hey! Now, if you'll excuse me, Millie, I have work to attend. I'll call you if I need anything. Yes, Miss LeCastro? That woman has quite a presence, doesn't she? She interrupted me mid-conversation and all I could do was just stand there. That's Miss LeCastro for you. She scares me. So, if only one of you works at a time, why are both of you here tonight? And why have I only ever seen one of you up until this moment? I got the roster wrong. I told you I was going to work tonight. You should have called me beforehand. I said I was sorry. Okay, but that still doesn't answer my question. We've got the whole place on lockdown, and yet no one noticed there was two of you walking around. Was one of you hiding somewhere this whole time? And if so, where? Do we show her? Of course we show her. I don't want to go to jail. We need to cooperate. I forgot this game was made by a foreign developer, I believe. Foreign developer meaning he might live in another country, but English isn't their first forte. So there's some words that are different, like jail. That's spelled differently than how we spell it here in America. What are you showing me? We discovered this by complete accident one day. I was cleaning this bookshelf when I accidentally bumped this book and... why is it dark and why is the floor moving? Turns out, Reginald LeCastro was a bit of an eccentric billionaire. He built secret passageways all over the mansion. There's at least one in every room of the home. That's creepy. Ta-da! Now we're upstairs. Holy shit. If you rotate that globe to the right there, a little passageway opens up behind it. Follow me. That's pretty creative. That's cool. And now we're in the kitchens. A dead body. That was the same scream I made. We should get out of here. Good idea. His face is so bloody. Oh, that's right. They didn't kill him. We're still trying to figure it out. But we thought it was her because she was acting weird. Just look away, Millie. Just look away. So this mansion has dozens of secret passageways. How many have we found so far? 7? That's just inside the house. We found one out near the driveway the other day that goes to a secret garage. I think there's still more of them. We just haven't found them all yet. Reginald LeCastro is dead now, though. So unless Evelyn knows about them, then I guess you're a secret they're a secret now. We just got lucky in finding the first one, and then we knew what to look for. So as far as you're aware, you two are the only ones using these secret passageways. Yep. Actually, I think someone else was using the secret passage system this evening. What? Someone else knows about our secret? What makes you think that? Because there's a dead body in the kitchen? I was upstairs when I heard Trixie scream, so I took the secret passageway through to the kitchen to check if she was okay. And in the passageway that looks like the grand hall to the kitchen, that links to the grand hall to the kitchen, I found this on the floor. Is that a pocket watch? Yeah, and it doesn't belong to either of us. Someone else was in the secret passageway system tonight. Well, like, I thought we were the only ones who knew. It's freaky, right? There's no lights in there. How scary would it be if we bumped into someone in there? Hell, the murderer could still be in there waiting for us. Stop screaming and give me that pocket watch. Here you go. Damn it. You picked this up when you found it, didn't you, Millie? Yeah, and I put it in the front pocket of my dress. Your dress is made of silk. When it's bounced around in your pocket, it's wiped it down clean. I can't get any fingerprints off this. Millie! Well, how was I supposed to know that? I thought it might be yours. Why would I carry a pocket watch? I can just look at my phone. Well, this complicates things. Do you need anything else from us? I've just got one question for you. Oh? Have the two of you had, at any point in time, ever been involved in the production, distribution, or commercial sale of the illegal narcotic minks? I still can't fucking read, by the way. Minks? That's that snorty stuff all those druggos down at the boardwalk take, isn't it? We're not drug lords, we're maids. We clean rooms for a living. Maybe some of the guests take minks, but I've never tried it, and I've certainly never sold it. I haven't even tried marijuana. You do get drunk a lot, though. Oh, like you're any different. So neither of you are involved in illegal drug trade? No, of course not. Like I said, we're just maids. We're not murderers or drug traffickers. We're just running a work scam. Thanks for your cooperation, girls. I appreciate it. If I need anything else, I'll let you know. Oh, there we go. Back to quiet. What? Seriously? Well, that's horrifying. Is something going on? Tell me that Captain Okore is saying. In a moment, Holly, I'm talking. But I want to know now. No, we haven't seen anything suspicious. We've got our guns on us, though. Want us to move in and secure the area? Pandari? Alright, understood. We'll stay in the area. Let us know if you need anything. What did he say? How could she not hear with her... Well, her cat ears. I don't know if they're that sensitive, but apparently there's been a murder inside the mansion. Not the cute maids. It wasn't one of the maids. It was an elderly butler. Someone stabbed him with a samurai sword in the kitchen. Oh, that's fine then. Not really, deadpan Holly. Stare. Well, I mean, I know it's not fine, but at least it wasn't a cute little maid girl that died. You get what I'm saying. That's terrible, but okay. I offered to move in, but apparently Pandari just so happened to be staying at LeCastro Manor this evening, so he's taken over the investigation. Convenient timing, huh? Almost a little too convenient, if you ask me. It certainly seems a bit fishy. Doesn't say the fish word, Ember. Don't say the fish word, Ember. You're making me all hungry. I thought you hated seafood. We went out once years ago. Jesus Christ. And you outright refused to try calamari rings, even though they taste amazing. I still don't understand that. Ew. Okay, calamari, I'm sorry, disgusting. Isn't that like fish eggs? No, I don't like fish in general. I mean, about the only fish I will eat is like clam chowder, which I love, and tuna melts, which if anybody, it's like basically tuna fish mixed with some mayo, and you throw a piece of cheese on it and toast it in the oven. That's fucking delicious, but not much on other fish. Yeah, but I'm a cat girl now. I like different foods. I actually tried calamari rings the other night. They're really good, although they're pretty much a deep-fried batter delivery device. It's like 90% batter and 10% octopus. So, like onion rings, basically. Have you tried eating cat kibble yet? What? No? I bet you've at least, though, thought about it, though. I saw some in the store the other day, and it smelled really good. But I'm not going to eat it. I'm a cat girl, not a cat. It is really cheap, though. I give it a week until you're eating cat kibble. If I was a cat girl, I'd give it a go. Oh, you should become a cat girl. You look so great with cat ears. I can't remember. I've got that magically reset... Oh, I can't remember. I've got that magically resetting body. I'd spend a couple grand on a kimono procedure, and then 20 minutes later, I'd be back to my regular self. Oh, yeah. That sucks. Wait, what are we talking about before? What were we talking about before? Oh, there was a murder in the mansion. We get off topic too easily. Yep. I wonder if I'd like spicy foods now. You know, because of the flame powers. That would be awesome. I guess that makes sense. I love spicy food. Those two girls could be lying about their involvement with Mink's production, but Natari definitely said she saw a woman wearing a hazardous chemical suit when she picked up her drugs here. If it's not the maids, then I suppose it has to be Evelyn. Huh. Natari said the silhouettes didn't match. Evelyn's physique, though, her super long neck is pretty distinctive. Yeah, it is. Pretty fucking evil looking, like a snake. I can figure that mystery out later. Right now, I need to focus on finding who murdered the butler and why. If there's a secret passageway all over this place, then that means the murderer could move between any two rooms in the house in less than a minute, and they wouldn't have to worry about anyone seeing them. You could flee the scene in the instant. If all it takes is a 60-second window to kill the butler, then I can't take anyone's alibis for granted anymore. I'm going to need to focus my investigation on something else. This was clearly a planned murder, which means the murderer had to have had some personal history with the butler. I need to start questioning people about their knowledge of the butler and look for any holes in their story. That evil twin thing threw me for a loop, and I still think Alfred was behind this whole thing, but at least I'm getting somewhere, and as interesting as a pocket watch is, without fingerprints it's not exactly useful as evidence. Looks like I'm back to questioning people again. Now, where should I start? Oh my god, are you serious? I have to do another investigation? I thought I was almost done with these. Okay. Who should I talk to? I talked to them, but let's talk to them again. Girls, you got a second? Yeah? What do you need? I've got a feeling the two of you aren't telling me the full truth. We totally are, though. Yeah, we haven't lied at all. I've got reports from an unnamed source that the two of you often accept bribes while you're working here. I can't reveal my source, but they've mentioned the maids at Lancashire Manor were involved in shady activities. Bribes? Oh, she must be talking about Mr. Rockvale's escort service. Oh, that's right. Escort service? The butler that was murdered, he used to work part-time as a male escort. People would often come up here to see him in the middle of the night, and he asked us to accept payment from them before letting them into the mansion. At least we think it was an escort service. He was really angry about it and threatened to fire us if we told anyone. We kept seeing a guy who appeared to be perpetually dancing in a flamboyant fashion, Millie. It's the only explanation that makes sense. I wonder if it was the guy that we saw earlier who was always like this. I think I know who it might be. There are all sorts of guys coming over, and it'd be every second. Jesus Christ. There are all sorts of guys coming over, and sometimes it'd be every second night. I don't know why Mr. Rockvale is so popular with these men, but I'm not exactly familiar with the world of men prostitution. I'm guessing he's the minx dealer. I mean, he was kind of old, but he wasn't really that ugly, I guess. Maybe flamboyant blokes are into that. I completely failed to see the appeal, but whatever. So long as they were happy, I don't care. So, what did the two of you do exactly? These guests would show up at the back door every night, and Mr. Rockvale would have us collect a fee from his suitors and allow them to enter the mansion. Then we'd turn a blind eye and let them go about their business. We thought about telling Evelyn, but we think she knows anyway. He tried to be subtle about it, but sometimes they were really loud. I think she knows something was up. Maybe she was his pimp? Maybe she is pretty intimidating. Yeah, maybe. Something tells me the two of you are horribly, horribly confused about this. Anyway, did the two of you have any problems or personal history with Mr. Rockvale? No, not really. Sometimes he'd get cross at us if we forgot to do something, but overall, he was a pretty good boss. Ugh. I still don't know why anyone would murder him. Maybe it was a jilted ex-lover who grew too attached to him? Oh, maybe they wanted him to give up his life to prostitution, run away with them, but he said no and they reacted violently. Yeah, and they pulled a samurai sword out of nowhere. That makes sense. I'll leave you girls to it. I'll be back later if I need anything. Those girls seemed pretty convinced that the butler was running a male prostitution ring, even though it doesn't make any sense at all. We know for a fact the butler was involved with producing minks at the manor, so maybe those two maids were just completely oblivious to what was actually going on. They could have just come up with a story about male prostitution on the spot to cover their asses, though. That's just as likely. They can't have been that naive. We know a woman was involved with minks production, but I think I'm looking at this from the wrong angle. I need to find the murderer and tie it back to minks, not the other way around. I'll just keep going in circles otherwise. All right, let's try talking to someone else. Who else is here? Let's talk to the other lady. Becky? Don't murder me! Okay. Sorry, I'm getting a little jumpy. Yeah, no shit. Apparently there's evil twins now. I don't like where this is going. Just because there's evil twins doesn't mean you're in a... I don't want to die next. I want to go home. If you keep screaming and drawing attention to yourself like this, the murderer is more likely to kill you. Oh man. Just stay calm. Everything is fine. We've got the whole place on lockdown. If the place is on lockdown, then where was the second maid hiding? The mansion isn't on lockdown at all. I'm next, aren't I? I'm gonna die. Oh my god, this girl's annoying. Do I have to shoot you with my stun gun? Just slap her. Not in a bad way, but a slap her in like the scenario when like an anime when the person slaps the person and they like, oh, I'm sorry, because they were like in a hysteria or whatever. I'll be good. Good. Now I need to ask you a few questions again, alright? Alright. Did you work with the butler often? Well, yeah, Mr. Rockville was my boss. I didn't work with him all the time. I sometimes work weekends on one of the La Castro trains, but I've never worked a shift at the mansion where he wasn't there. And did the two of you get along? I suppose so. He was a bit of a jerk, and I know he got cross at Alfred a lot, but I never really had any issues with him. Once he wouldn't let me take my bathroom break, even though I really needed to pee, but I didn't want to murder him. I didn't want to murder him over it. Well, maybe I did at the time, but not seriously. I wouldn't actually murder anyone. Uh-huh. And you only knew him through work. You didn't ever spend time with him outside of the manor? I don't think so. He rarely ever left the mansion, and I really didn't have that much to do with him. He mostly kept to himself. Now that I think about it, I don't even know his name. Interesting. That should do now for Beck. Holy fuck, I can't read. That should do me for now, Becky. If I need anything else, I know where to find you. Don't leave me. I need a full-time police protection. Oh man, I don't like this. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to the bunny girl. Hey Zara, you got a sec? God, what? She's so much bigger on the screen than any other character. I don't know why. She's still adorable though. Did you hear about the evil twins? There's two maids now. I know, right? It's ridiculous. They look eerily similar to each other. I think they might be clones. Maybe. Maybe they're robots. Some mad scientist created them in order to have their own army of robotic maid slaves. Sounds like a video game. Okay, now you're just being ridiculous. You haven't seen that. You haven't seen the things I've seen. I still can't look at Jelly without having a panic attack. That is a reference to another game, I believe, that somebody mentioned. Okay. So Zara, how well did you know the deceased? Had you met him prior to this evening? The butler guy? No, I don't know anything about him. He struck me as a bit of a jerk when I got here. He was so busy having an argument with Hector von Haus that he completely ignored me and the other guests. I had to carry my own bags inside and everything. It was pretty ridiculous. Oh, do you know what the argument was about? I think Hector stepped on the butler's shoe. It struck me as pretty trivial. Interesting. So you said there were other people there. Yeah, that stoner guy, Dale High, was there. He showed up just after me. He kept following me around, too. I think he was trying to ask me out. My bunny ears have that effect on people. She's fucking adorable, I'm sorry. Alright, so just to get things straight, when you arrived at the mansion this evening, Hector von Haus was already there, and he was having an argument with the butler? Yep. Right after that, Dale High pulled up and we watched them argue for a bit, but once I realized it was pointless, I went inside. And Dale High followed you? Once I retracted my bunny ears, he stopped chasing after me. But yeah, he followed me inside. Alright, this is actually very useful information here. Thank you for that help, Sarah. Don't mention it, Max. Okay, so let's just move location. Hopefully I don't have to go to every single location, but we'll see. What to do? Who's in here? Oh my god, there's 3 more fucking people? Dale High? Yeah? I need to ask you some questions about the butler. Do you mean Alfred or Gordon? Gordon. Yeah, Gordon, that was the name of the bloke that was murdered, right? You knew him personally? No. So how did you know his first name? He said it when I showed up. Interesting. So you never met the butler prior to this evening? Today was the first time I met him, I think. And do you know anything else about him? I don't think so. Thanks for the information, Dale. Did I say something wrong? No, you didn't actually give me shit. Alright, let's talk to Mr. Cool. Hey, Ethan, you got a sec? Or Kaiba, whatever you want to go. What do you need, babe? God, stop calling me that. It's weird. You don't happen to know anything about the butler that was murdered, do you? You didn't secretly spy on him for a client or anything like that? Nope, my first time meeting him was tonight. He's completely new to me. Damn it, I was hoping to turn up juicy details on his past. You shouldn't be focusing on your investigation on the butler. Focus on the people here at this mansion tonight. I've dealt with the cases like this before, and people always slip up. Look for inconsistencies in their story. That's what I did before. It's how I found out about Trixie's evil twin. Just because they're twins doesn't mean one of them is evil, Max. That's what they want you to think. Hang in there, babe. You'll figure this out. Thanks, Ethan. Okay, let's talk again. Let's talk to this douche, my ex-landlord. Hey, Hector, mind if I ask you a few more questions? I extend the courtesy of formality by calling you Mr. Newling, and I expect you to do the same. That's Mr. Von House to you. God, this guy he just needs to be punched in the face. Wouldn't I be Miss Newling now? What, because of the tits and all? Whatever. Have you got a moment? If I must. How well do you know the butler? Do you mean the old butler that was murdered, or the young butler who's continuously distracted all the time? The murdered one. I don't really. Wow, that's a lot of text. It's appropriate to speak ill of the dead, but from what little I saw of his work, I wasn't exactly impressed. Not only did he fail to introduce himself when I arrived, but he also refused to carry my bags inside. If you work in customer service, then it's your duty to ensure the customer is taken care of, and this butler exhibited exactly zero of the qualities you'd expect from such a position. What a douche. I was absolutely outraged with his behavior and let him know about it. It ended up causing quite a stir and drew quite a crowd, but I had a point to prove, and I wasn't going to let such an abominable customer service slide. So you had a fight with the butler when you arrived, and other guests witnessed this? I wouldn't call it a fight, but we did have a mild verbal altercation. And yes, several other guests decided to stick their nose where it didn't belong and interject, but I didn't let that stop me. I made my outrage known, as that is the Hector Von House way. Uh-huh. Which guests were present during the argument? Bah, I don't pay attention to the commoners. I couldn't tell you who was nearby. All I focused on was that sniveling piece of trash butler. Wow. Don't like to speak ill of the dead, but then you call him trash. So you never met the butler prior to this evening, and you don't know anything about him. How on earth could I know anything of a person who doesn't even properly introduce themselves? I don't know his name, and now that he's dead, I don't suppose I ever will. Not that it really matters anyway. They've already got a young butler to replace him. Hopefully he takes more pride in his work. Now is that all you need to ask me? I don't know why I'm giving him such a pompous asshole douche voice, but it kind of fits him. That's all I need to know. Thanks, Hector. That's Mr. Von House to you. Ugh! Shoot him with your stun gun, please. For someone who doesn't like to speak ill of the dead, he was awfully rude about the butler. Clearly those two didn't get along. This altercation when they arrived sounds interesting. I need to look into it more. Alright, who's next? I think that's everybody in this room, so let's go to the kitchen. I love this music, by the way. Oh, Jess and the douchebag Pandari. Or Victoria. Why did I call it Jess? Hey, Victoria. Do you know anything about the murder victim? God, I forgot she's like the sun right now, basically. I know he had an unhealthy liver. Does that count? Oh, so he had a drinking problem? No, I mean someone sliced up his liver with a samurai sword. Ah. You've been over here before, though, haven't you? Did the butler say or do anything odd when you were here last? Last time I came here, it was the middle of the night, and Evelyn didn't exactly go around waking up her staff so she could introduce me to them. I never seen this bloke until this evening. So you don't know anything personal about him? No, outside of my autopsy results. No, you're probably better off asking someone else. I might just do that. Thanks, Victoria. Victoria's cool. She just seems like the down-to-earth, smart person. Hey, Commissioner Pandari, have you got a second? Nope. I just needed to ask you a few questions. No, piss off. But I said piss off. Ah, God, he's such a douchebag. I don't think Pandari wants to talk to me right now. Maybe I should leave. All right, we can go outside. I think that's the only other place. The rain is so loud out here. Oh, okay, everybody, bunch of other people are outside. Hey, Alfred, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Didn't you already do that like 5 minutes ago? That was before the evil twin revelation. I have to follow up on some more things. Now that there's two Trixies, that means my chance of going on a date with one of them has doubled. I'll finally have a cute maid girlfriend who can look adorable and clean my house at the same time. It'll be amazing. That is really shitty. You know, you're better off like actually having a girlfriend, getting a girlfriend, and then maybe possibly asking them to role. Okay, this is getting weird. Let's not role play into that. Don't get your hopes up yet, murder boy. You can't have a maid clean your room when you're in prison for a manslaughter. Just because I'm a butler doesn't mean I'm the murderer. I'm innocent, I swear. Look at my deadpan face. Then prove it. What's your relationship with the deceased? Mr. Rockvale? He's my boss. Was he a good boss? Not really. He always got cross at me when I was late to work or took an extended break, and he never let me go home early. He used to get really cranky about it sometimes too. I'm not sure if that qualifies him as a bad boss. He's just a normal boss. I'm sorry, I'm not bored. It's just I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Did the two of you fight often? No, not really. He mostly took all of his frustration out on the guests. You should have seen him this afternoon. He went mental at this old real estate guy because he accidentally stepped on his foot. And he's supposed to be in charge here. Oh, so that was different. He didn't actually specify that Hector douchebag, whatever, didn't specify that he stepped on the guy's shoe. Okay. Huh. He didn't specify that he stepped on his shoe. He thought it was just the appalling customer service. Everybody else that I've talked to thinks it was just the actual stepping on his shoe. Oh, so there was an altercation between the butler and one of the guests? Yeah, but that used to happen all the time. I know I shouldn't talk badly about dead people, but he was a bit of a dick. But that doesn't mean I killed him. Interesting. Thanks for the information, Alfred von Murderpants. I haven't killed anyone. I think it was Hector. That's exactly what a murderer would say. Alright, let's talk to somebody else. Let's talk to Brad. What's up? Hey, Brad. Have you got a moment? Sure, buddy. What do you need? By any chance, do you know anything about the deceased? Snooty butler guy? Nope. He struck me as a pretty rude bloke when we showed up. He didn't introduce himself or anything. The only reason I even know his name is Gordon Rockvale is because Victoria found an ID card in his wallet. I don't think he was particularly good at his job. Customer service is key in a job like that. Did Victoria tell anyone else about the ID card? Oh no, we've kept all of the details about this death under wraps. The less information these people have, the harder it is for them to come up with a convincing alibi. Thanks for the information, Brad. If you hear anything suspicious or figure something out, just let me know. I'll be right here if you need me. Alright, let's talk to Evelyn, the snake lady. If you don't mind, Evelyn, I need to ask you a few more questions. Of course, go right ahead. How would you describe your relationship with the deceased? Were the two of you very close? Gordon Rockvale has served his family since before I was born. I can't exactly say I ever saw him as a father figure or anything, but the two of us have known each other for a very long time. I'm devastated about his death. You don't seem that devastated. What, just because I know how to control my emotions in public means I can't be upset about the death of a close friend I've known for the entirety of my life? No offense to you and your investigation, but you seriously need to watch what you're saying, what you're asking people. That wasn't even remotely appropriate. No, it really wasn't, and a lot of rich people like that generally know how to control their emotions in public because it's like face. That's all about face and public eye and all that stuff. I know you're thinking of this evening as an excuse to run around asking questions in a fancy manner while you play detective, but an actual person that people cared for died tonight. I do hope you'll remember that. Damn, get shut down, Max. Did the two of you ever have any arguments or anything like that? Or can you think of anything he might have done to upset someone? No, not that I can think of. The two of us have always had a friendly relationship, and as far as I'm aware, Gordon didn't have any enemies. He spent most of his time here at the mansion, and occasionally he'd run errands for me in town, so it's not like he knew that many people. Honestly, I've got no idea who could have done such a thing to him. He was a great person. He didn't deserve to die in such a horrific fashion. Alright, thanks for the information, Evelyn. If I need anything else, I'll let you know. Take care. Alright, well, let's review my notes here. Needs no motive, guilty, used to argue with the butler. Won't talk to me, stupid footy, worked for the butler, doesn't know much more, hasn't met the butler before, has no reason to kill him. Horribly, horribly confused. Didn't know Butler well. Knew Gordon Rockvale well. The two of them got along. Knows the Butler first name. Story seems suspicious. Saw the Butler arguing with Hector. Dale was present. Huh. Let's go back in here. I want to talk to Dale. Again. I don't think you're telling me the whole truth, Dale. You don't? Oh no, you're definitely hiding something from me. But you know I can't be the murderer. I was right here with you when he died. You saw me and everything. I never said you were the murderer, Dale. I said you were lying to me. I haven't lied. Earlier you said that you heard the butler's name was Gordon, correct? Yeah. And how did you know his first name was Gordon? He said it when he introduced himself. Just because I know his name doesn't mean I'm a liar. That's right, he hasn't actually introduced himself to anybody. Here's the thing, Dale. I've spoken to a lot of people tonight, and every single one of them told me the same thing. Yeah? And what's that? Gordon Rockvale wasn't a friendly bloke, and he was especially irritable tonight. And did you know that what everyone's main complaint was? He was incredibly rude to every single person that arrived. He didn't even introduce himself or offer to carry others' bags upstairs. He just stood there looking angry. So tell me, Dale, if the butler didn't introduce himself to you, then how do you know his first name? How do you know that, huh? How do you know that, huh? You weren't there when I got here. He absolutely introduced himself to me. That's how I know his name. You can't prove anything. Actually, I can. You arrived at the mansion just after Hector Von House showed up, didn't you? Yeah, so? The butler was a bit preoccupied at the time, wasn't he? I've got accounts from multiple witnesses saying he was having an argument with Hector at the time. He wasn't introducing himself to you. I guess I must have heard him say his name during the argument. That's why I know it. So you're changing the story already? They weren't fighting for ages. He must have said it then. I just got confused and thought he said it later. That's all. You didn't hear the butler say his name during the argument, Dale. I didn't? Nope. When you rocked up. Nope. When you rocked up, there was someone else already there. Someone that should be walked up, excuse me. Who you were instantly infatuated with. And her name is Zara Ferroli. You didn't hear the butler say his name at all. You were completely distracted by Zara the whole time. You showed up instantly, started hitting on Zara, and when she lost interest, she went inside, and you followed her. One little flick of that little bunny tail, and you were hooked. You just couldn't get enough of Zara and those fluffy little ears of hers. She never heard the butler say his name, so how did you hear it? She was there before you, and you both left at the same time. Admit it, Dale, you're lying to me. You knew the butler before all this, didn't you? There's nowhere you can hide now, Dale. Just give it up. Fine, I admit it. I knew the butler's name before all of this. Start talking. I can't. I'll lose my job. Do you want me to arrest you? No? Then talk. I work in a big central office in Accent City Heights, and my cubicle is right near Hector Von House's office. A couple of days ago, I heard him yelling on the phone to someone, and he got really, really angry. I was kind of bored that day, so I put some headphones on without plugging them into anything and listened to his conversation. It was hard to make out, but at some point, I definitely heard him say, "Listen here, Gordon. This is my operation, and we're going to do things my way, understand?" Understood. Oh, really, now? When I got there, he addressed the butler as Gordon, so I put two and two together. They have to be the same guy, right? If you knew what Hector Von House had a history with the butler, then why didn't you say something earlier? Well, I couldn't exactly say anything. Why the hell not? Hector, spit it out. I was snorting minks in my cubicle after work one night, and I thought I was the only one there, but Hector walked in and caught me in the act. He's been blackmailing me ever since. So you just decided to keep that to yourself? It's not my fault. If I lose my job, I won't have any money, and I need money to buy drugs. Wow. Not even money to live. I mean, food. I need money to buy food. Do I look like I care? Ever since Hector saw me whiffing minks outside, he's made my life a living hell. I have to do everything he tells me to. Pick up his trash or wash his car. He even made me polish his pocket watch collection once. I mean, seriously, who the hell uses a pocket watch nowadays? They're so stupid. Hold up. Did you just say pocket watch? Yeah? Did any of the watches in Mr. Von House's collection happen to look like this? Oh, that's his personal watch. He always has it with him. It's got his initials engraved in the back and everything. So that's what HVH stands for. I thought it was a maker's mark. Excuse me, Dale. I have something to take care of. Am I free to go now? Hello? Hector, you little bitch. Where'd you go? Mr. Von House. Yes, Miss Newling? Mr. Newling, you wouldn't happen to know what time it is, would you? Why, it's... Oh, odd, I appear to have misplaced my pocket watch. Damn right you did. Look what I got. My watch! Where did you find that? In a secret passageway right near the scene of tonight's murder. Mr. Von House, you're being arrested under suspicion for the murder of Gordon Rockvale. We have evidence linking you to the crime and a witness testimony of you expressing your outrage at the deceased. I wish to speak to my lawyer now. There'll be plenty of time for that later. Now come with me. How can we leave? Okay, I was about to say we can't leave yet. Murder mystery solved. Bam. Alright, Commissioner Pandari, I figured out who the murderer was. Yeah, so did I. I wasn't exactly difficult. I solved the case during a commercial break. What? Really? You bet your arse I did. I've been running an investigation of my own, and it only took me 2 days to figure out Minx was being produced beneath the El Castro mansion. I confronted Evelyn I confronted Evelyn LaCastro early on, and it was immediately obvious that her butler Gordon Rockvale was running the whole thing without her knowledge. She agreed to work with the police in identifying and shutting down all the Minx supply lines that her butler had set up throughout the city. However, the butler was just running a drug lab. Gordon Rockvale had a prior conviction for the production of ice a couple of years back, but that was just a personal use. He had no knowledge of the criminal trade or how to traffic drugs effectively. It was obvious someone else was the mastermind behind the whole thing. The butler was just a lackey. And that's where Hector Von House comes in. For the past 6 months, Hector Von House has been orchestrating the Minx trade in Accent City in an attempt to increase drug activity and the crime rate, which in turn has had a negative impact on the housing market. These Minx addicts are a rowdy bunch, and their criminal antics scare off regular homeowners and force them to leave the city, which causes housing prices to drop, and less people living in Accent means less people working in Accent, so the commercial market has plummeted, particularly in areas surrounding the CBD. As a result of this, Hector has been able to buy up large areas of land throughout the city for a measly sum, with the ultimate goal of shutting down Minx production and enable house prices to soar back to their regular value, letting him walk away with a massive profit. That's actually really smart, really dickish and really shitty, but really smart. He knew that we were close to shutting down his operation. Your lot had just arrested one of their major drug suppliers, and it was only a matter of time until the game was up. But Hector had prepared for this, so he called a last-minute meeting here at the mansion under the pretense of land development. Hector planned on throwing his right-hand man Gordon Rockvale under the bus and pin all of the blame for production Minx on him and him alone. The thing is, Hector underestimated his business partner, and the butler figured out the whole thing. The butler confronted Hector in the kitchen and threatened to expose their entire operation to police, which was something Hector hadn't prepared for. He was desperate and couldn't risk being exposed. Hector was desperate, so he grabbed a decorative sword that was on display in his bedroom and waited until he had an opportunity to speak to the butler alone. While he was out having a piss in the dunny in the hallway, Hector cornered Gordon Rockvale in the kitchen, where he was preparing dinner, and murdered him in cold blood. You knew this whole time? It was pretty bloody obvious. I still didn't understand why it took you so long to figure this out. It was a pretty open and shut case. Fuck you, Pandare. But I had to question so many people. It took ages. What's the point of that? The murder weapon didn't just appear out of fucking thin air. Out of thin fucking air. It was some kind of samurai sword, for fuck's sake. And what so happens to be missing from the display case in Hector's room? It wouldn't be a samurai sword now, would it? Wait, his bedroom? Why didn't I look upstairs? I didn't realize that was an option. Hey, hold up. If you knew that Hector was the murderer so quickly, then why didn't you arrest him? Wait, and miss out what? And miss the footy? How many times do I have to fucking say that this is the biggest game of the bloody year? As soon as those cuffs go on, I've got to fill out a ton of paperwork, which means I have to drop what I'm doing and spend all night fucking around filling out forms and shit. His arrest can wait. I called Davo, the boys back at the North Accent, as soon as I figured it out, and they've got a four-wheel drive with a snorkel that can make it across the flooded creek easy. But they were waiting for the footy to finish too. We've got the whole place on lockdown. It's not like he's gonna murder anyone else. But all right, girlie. Considering you've made the arrest on Hector Von House, then I guess that means it's your job to fill out the paperwork. Here's a pen and the accompanying forms. Now get to it. There's so many forms. Yep, I'm glad it's not my job. Yay. What a dick. Alright, Captain Nikori, we'll head back now. Oh, did they catch the murderer already? Yeah, and under interrogation, he admitted to running a minx distribution ring from inside the mansion. Our work here is done. We're right to head home. Woo! I was worried I wasn't going to be able to sleep in my own bed tonight. Being stuck at here all night in his cramped little car can be absolutely unbearable. I know, right? Let's get out of here. ... Huh? Why aren't we going? The engine isn't switching on for some reason. Ah! What are you doing over there? Nothing. You're unplugging your phone from the cigarette lighter. You knew... God damn it, Holly. You were secretly charging it this entire time? I'm sorry, I just wanted to watch silly internet videos. We've got a flat battery because of you, Holly. We can't go anywhere now. That's bullshit. Battery would not die that quickly unless it's a really shitty fucking battery. Can you call roadside assistance? Yeah, they might come 8 hours from now. It's the middle of the night, Holly. No one's gonna drive out here and jumpstart our car for us. So we're stuck here. Yep, then it's entirely your fault. What did I say, Holly? Don't waste the battery. We need to get home after this. My car is a piece of shit. I don't touch the cigarette lighter port. It'll just drain the battery. I said it like 100 times. But did you listen? No. And now we're stranded in the field during a massive rainstorm for the rest of the night. Great work, Holly. Sorry, Ember. I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm not talking to you. So we're safe now? Yep. Hector's been escorted from the premises and the forensics team has cleaned up the kitchen. Everything is back to normal now. Phew. I actually thought I was going to die for a moment there. I believe I'm owed an apology. Ahem. Sorry for accusing you of running a citywide drug smuggling ring. And I'm sorry for calling you evil. Thank you. I knew that Hector Von House was a sniveling weasel, but a murderer? I guess I shouldn't have put it past him. I'd suspected him of running the minx trade ever since he made moves to acquire my company. Wow. I guess I'm going to have to hire a new butler now. That's going to be so much fun. I have business to take care of. I thank you for your efforts this evening, but we both know it was Pandari who did all the work tonight. I helped. Sure you did. I still think she might be evil. There's something I don't trust about her. Maybe it's just her long neck. That's freaking me out. Oh wow, it's super late. I should go to bed. Shit, I'm staying in a sexy man room tonight. Stay calm, Max. It's just a coincidence. You're not going to have a threesome. They were all just really vivid dreams, that's all. Not a prophetic vision or anything. It's fine. This would be so much easier if the road wasn't flooded. I'd just head home right now otherwise. Ugh, let's get this over with. I'm so cold. And whose fault would that be, Holly? Mine, I know. I told you not to waste the bloody battery. Now don't... Damn it. Now don't... No. Fuck! Don't know how many different ways I could have said it. We don't have any blankets or anything, do we? Nope. Can I snuggle with you? Huh? Well, your body radiates warmth, right? Because of your fire powers? Yeah, so? I'm freezing to death over here, Ember. I don't want to die. Should have thought of that before you selfishly sucked up all the charge from the car. You were warned. Okay, if you were really worried about the battery, my ass would have kept that fucking car running. So you're just gonna let me shiver all night over here? Yep. Well, I don't care. Move over. I'm snuggling it. Hey, Holly, stop it. I said quit it. So warm. Are you making purring noises? This is so much nicer. It's like curling up in front of a fire. Fine, I guess you could stay there. Thanks, Ember. Hey, what's this soft thing? That would be my boob. I'm gonna use them as a pillow. Hey, I never said you could do that. They're so squishy. Holly. Actually, that feels kind of nice. Okay, well, this is going to get weird. This is where I'm going to end this part, because this is probably going to be that fucking dream. So I'm going to go ahead and end this right now. And we'll pick this up next time. This video's gone on a little longer. I figured you guys could deserve a longer episode, and I wanted to get through that whole section. I was hoping to get out of the mansion and away from it, but I don't know how long the dream's going to last, and we're probably going to end up waking up there. So screw it. I'll keep it up here for now. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying this game. I'm sure a lot of you who were watching my videos at the time, and then I didn't make any videos for like, I don't know, 5 months. I apologize for that immensely. If you want to watch it, continue to watch it. If you hate it, I'm sorry. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to start doing videos on Saturdays and Sundays, and I stream during the week. The link to my Twitch channel is in the description below if you guys want to go check it out. I do my best to go live at the time that I say, because I actually have like the countdown schedule timer on my Twitch channel. I have that set. I try to go live at the time that I describe, but shit always happens. But anyway, I do it for fun. So anyway, that's all the time I got for today, guys. Let me know what you guys think of this part in the comment section below. And hopefully you guys will still start enjoying these videos again. Like I said, I'm going to do them on Saturdays until I finish the game. And hopefully I'll get the secret ending. If I don't, then I'll probably end up making another video after I finish the game where I go back and do all the actual, like, mini quests or whatnot, like the mini games, and get the secret ending. So if you guys know about it, don't spoil it. And I already know about it. I don't specifically know what happens, but I know what it entails and what you need to do to get to it. But anyway, that's all the time I got for today, guys. Thank you guys for checking out the part, and I'll see you guys next time. Maniacs out.